Have you ever wondered how to make your mark in your organization? We hear a lot about not just being seen as support, but as a strategic partner. But how do you gain visibility with leaders you don't normally work with and build a reputation as someone who truly drives results? My name is Nadeige Andrade, and with over 20 years experience as an executive assistant, I've learned a secret to transforming your career. It's how I went from being seen as just a CEO's EA to an extension of the executive team. This is a session on elevating your presence, and we're starting with the most powerful tool in your arsenal, strategic event planning. Forget logistics and catering orders. I'm talking about taking ownership, demonstrating leadership, and creating experiences that drive business results. And today, I'm going to show you how. Let's tackle the biggest hurdle, the phrase, "but I don't do events." Well, my question is, why not? Let me share my own experience. When I started in my current role as EA to the CEO of one of the largest retail corporations in Canada, my event responsibilities were limited to our quarterly board dinner. Small, intimate guest list. I decided that this was the place I was going to elevate my presence. The first step I took was simple. I started attending the pre-dinner cocktail hour for our board dinners. My job was to ensure there were no issues, but I gave myself a second, more difficult goal: introduce myself to the board members. I'll be honest, this terrified me. I'm an introvert. And imposter syndrome set in. What would I have to talk about with these highly educated board of directors? Walking into a room of senior leaders to make small talk is not my natural comfort zone. I mentally prepared some small talk, took a deep breath, and dove in. And that one small act changed everything. They started to see me, not just the role. And full disclosure, I usually left before dinner. My work was done, but the connection was made. Now, they view me as a trusted partner. I am welcomed at cocktail hour, even invited to dinner sometimes. When they saw the detail and attention that I put into putting these dinners together, they asked that I start planning the board tours, which involved me traveling domestically and international with them, being on guided tours on buses with them, joining them for meals. This had really elevated my status with them. I am now a trusted team member and not just seen as the CEO's EA. Instead of just executing the plans, I started thinking about the experiences. I saw opportunities to add value beyond just logistics. For one of the major conferences, I put up my hand and asked to be part of the planning committee. I paid close attention to the details. I pointed out areas where we could add more memorable takeaways for our guests, and also took on the role of planning the menus, which also allowed me to do tasting at some pretty incredible restaurants and venues. But I was able to add touches that truly elevated the entire event. I showed that my value wasn't just in organizing, but in enhancing. The attention to detail, a core skill of every EA, helped me ensure that no small items were overlooked and that everything ran smoothly. The result? The smooth execution was noticed. Within a single year, I went from managing those small dinners to co-leading company-wide events with much larger budgets and responsibilities. It also gave me direct exposure to senior leaders, and they all know who I am now. Another great perk is I got to become the person that goes to do all the site visits, which allowed me to travel to Miami, Atlanta, Austin, Vancouver, many amazing places. This added variety to my role, made me excited about coming into work, and it also made people take notice that if they trusted me with such an important task, I must be a very reliable worker. And most importantly, they don't just see me as a CEO's EA anymore. They see me as a strategic partner in my own right, someone who can be trusted with high-level meetings and projects because I have proven the depth of my ability. This is a transformation that I want for all of you. Taking on events provides 3 strategic assets if you frame them correctly. Strategic exposure, not visibility. Visibility is being seen. Exposure is being seen by the right people in the right context, demonstrating your capabilities to an influential audience. Number 2, proven reliability, not just reputation. A reputation is what people think of you. Proven reliability is what they trust you with. When you flawlessly handle a live event, you are mitigating risk for the company. You become the go-to person for high-stake projects. Number 3, a strategic network, not just contacts. It's more than just a list of vendors. It's an ecosystem of resources that you control. When an executive needs a last-minute reservation at a booked solid restaurant, who do they call? Me, because the relationship I've built has given me influence. That is a powerful, different kind of value. So how do you do it strategically? It comes down to 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, the strategic framework. Before you book a single room or choose a menu, you must answer one critical question. What do we want our audience to think, feel, or do as a result of this event? What is our goal? The answer drives every other decision that you're going to make. Pillar number 2, managing a budget. Managing a budget demonstrates your financial skills. You might say, I don't have great financial skills. I don't have a budgeting, an accounting or finance background. I'm not comfortable using Excel or Google Sheets. Honestly, AI helped me greatly with this. For internal events, the biggest return is employee experience, which directly impacts retention and profitability. One day I was reviewing our feedback on Glassdoor, which I do from time to time to see what past and present employees have to say about their views on the CEO and the company. And someone had mentioned one of the events that I had planned as a bonus for joining the company. Well, I felt incredible when I read that. And naturally, I ran straight into the CEO's office and showed him as well. So remember, value isn't just financial. Also, think about things like making sustainable changes, aligning with corporate goals, ways you can enhance the brand reputation. Pillar number 3, stakeholder management. Your role is the central communication hub. You proactively provide tailored updates to the executive team, to attendees, and build relationships with vendors. Pillar number 4, proving your impact. This is where you close the loop and demonstrate your value. The key is in the post-event report, fueled by data from surveys. Let me give you a real example. I took over a holiday party that had a dismal 27% approval rating. By using this strategic process, by listening to feedback and measuring the results, the very next year we hit a 95% approval rating. We didn't just throw a better party, we delivered a measurable boost in employee morale. These are also actual figures that get presented to the exec team, and it's a great reflection on me. An event is your stage. But let's be clear, real influence is often built in the detail of smaller moments. A perfectly executed client lunch, a thoughtful team offsite. These are your opportunities to demonstrate leadership, financial skill, and strategic thinking outside of your daily role. It is a proven path to building the career you deserve. Today, we only scratch the surface of why. If you're ready to master the how, I invite you to join me for my upcoming hands-on workshops. We'll cover everything from using AI to accelerate planning, to the 7 critical steps for flawless execution, and building a professional event strategy brief from scratch. It has been a pleasure sharing my story with you. Thank you. I look forward to chatting again soon.